Okay, let's jump right in. Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we are immersing ourselves, really getting into the vivid world of Steve McCurry.
Ah, McCurry.
He's the photographer whose work pretty much defined National Geographic for a generation. I mean, everyone knows the Afghan girl portrait.
Oh, absolutely. But he's so much more than that one photo. He's often called a painter with a camera, and, you know, that's not really an exaggeration.
Right. His images feel constructed, composed, like an oil painting.
Exactly. For most people, photography is about capturing what you see. For McCurry, it was always about capturing how the color makes you feel.
And that's the whole mission of this deep dive, isn't it? McCurry uses color not as a decoration, not as an afterthought.
No, it's the main tool.
It's the single most powerful narrative tool he has. It guides your eye, it sets the entire mood of the scene. We're going to distill his techniques so you can apply them right away.
Even with just your phone. That's the key.
Exactly, whether
Yeah.
you have a pro camera or just your phone. So where do we start?
We have to start with his basic philosophy, how he sees. McCurry himself said, "Most of my pictures are grounded in people, but what really makes them work is the color."
That one quote just flips everything on its head, doesn't it?
It does. It's a radical idea for a photojournalist.
Because most of us, we pick up a camera and we're looking at the subject, the person's face, a building.
The object. Yeah. McCurry trained himself to see past the object and notice the patches of color first. The crimson of a shawl, that startling blue on a door.
The color is the entry point to the story for him.
Precisely. Because color is a language. It's pre-verbal. And McCurry was fluent. It's a language built on, really, two emotional families, the warm and the cool.
Okay, so the basics. Warm colors, your reds, oranges, yellows, they're active, right? They feel like they're coming toward you.
They excite, they energize, they pull you in, they demand attention. Think of fire, sunlight.
And then the cool colors, blues, greens, purples, they do the opposite.
They're passive. They recede into the frame, they calm things down, they create a sense of mystery, or maybe even sadness.
So if that's the basic vocabulary, McCurry's genius was in putting them in conflict, creating a dialogue in the frame.
Yes. But here's the critical question, and it's one people ask a lot. If you're so focused on color, don't you risk losing the human story? Doesn't it just become a pretty picture?
A beautiful color study, yeah.
That's the tension he mastered. He used color to amplify the story, never to replace it. Let's take the Afghan girl.
The perfect example.
That portrait is a masterclass in this warm versus cool confrontation. You have the red shawl, a warm color, and it's aggressive. It's advancing toward you, framing her face.
Creating this sense of urgency almost.
And then bam, you're hit with those piercing green eyes.
Which are cool.
Exactly. Cool greens recede. They imply depth, mystery, a whole inner world. So the image is forcing you into this emotional tug of war. The red pulls you in, the green pushes you back.
That visual electricity, as you call it, becomes emotional empathy. You feel the conflict before you even really process her expression.
You got it. And what's so fascinating is how that emotional meaning changes depending on where you are in the world. McCurry was so literate in cultural color psychology.
Absolutely. In India, you see all that red. It's passion, it's life, it's the bride's sorry.
But then you go to Rajasthan, and you see his photos of the men in those deep blue turbans. And that blue immediately feels calmer, more meditative, maybe a little lonely.
And all the yellow and gold in his Southeast Asia work.
Warmth, optimism, the sacred. All his portraits of Buddhist monks are just drenched in it.
But the meaning can shift, right? He talked about that.
Oh, absolutely. Saffron, that golden yellow, might mean sacred in one place. But in Tibet, that same color is about renouncing worldly things. He was attuned to that nuance. He wasn't just looking for a pretty gold, he was looking for a meaningful gold.
Okay, so understanding the emotion is step one. Step two is, well, the technical part. How do you actually arrange these colors in the frame? We're moving from psychology to the color wheel now.
Right. This is where he's an editor in the moment. And he almost never uses just one color. He pairs them. The most dramatic pairing is, of course, complementary colors.
The opposites, red and green, blue and orange.
Yep. They create the maximum possible contrast. It just pops. If you want to grab someone's attention, that's what you use. That red sari against a teal wall is classic McCurry.
But you can't have everything shouting all the time. It'd be exhausting.
Exactly. So for harmony, for a more immersive feeling, he used analogous colors. These are the neighbors on the color wheel. Blues, greens, teals, all together.
Ah, like his photos of the fishermen in Sri Lanka. The whole scene is just shades of turquoise and blue. It's so peaceful.
If there was a big splash of orange in there, the whole mood would shatter. But because the colors are neighbors, they create this soothing, unified feeling.
And the third one is monochromatic, right?
Yes. Just different shades of the same color, light blue, dark blue. It creates this profound sense of unity.
Yeah.
His photo of the boy in Kabul, blue turban, blue wall, it's so poetic and intimate.
This all has to hinge on light, though. I mean, color is just reflected light.
They're inseparable. And McCurry was a chaser of light. He understood its moods. We all know golden hour, right? That warm, soft light that makes colors glow.
And blue hour, which is cooler, more cinematic.
But he also knew how to use midday light, which a lot of photographers avoid. He'd find indirect light bouncing into a doorway or a shaded market to get that richness without the harsh shadows.
I'm thinking of his photo of the dust storm in Rajasthan.
Perfect example. The drama there isn't just the storm. It's the contrast between that soft, golden stormlight and the incredibly saturated magenta saris of the women huddled together. He found soft, warm light in a moment of chaos.
So let's bring this back to us. What does this mean for someone with a phone? We can't move the sun, but we can control how the camera sees the light.
You can, and this is so crucial for getting that rich color. First thing, and I'd say this is non-negotiable, lock your exposure.
Okay, explain that. When I lock exposure, what am I stopping the camera from doing?
Your camera, by default, wants to make everything an average middle gray. It sees a bright red subject against a dark wall, and it thinks, whoa, I need to brighten those shadows.
And in doing so, it washes out the red.
It sucks the life right out of it.
Yeah.
By tapping and holding on your subject, you're telling the camera, no, this is the brightness I want. Keep that red rich and deep. You're overriding the machine.
So auto-correction is the enemy of bold color. Got it. What's next?
Manual white balance. If your phone has it, use it. Auto white balance tries to be accurate to neutralize color casts. But McCurry wasn't going for accurate, he was going for emotive.
So you can trick it.
It's a brilliant cheat code.
Yeah.
If you manually set your white balance to cloudy, you're telling the camera the light is cooler than it actually is. So to compensate, it warms everything up. Your reds and oranges instantly get richer.
That's a great tip. Instant warmth.
And third, if you can, shoot in RAW. It just preserves so much more color information for editing later. Because his rule was always emphasis, not invention. You want the color to feel believable, not radioactive, a little bump to saturation, not maxing it out.
Okay, that's a whole new level of control. Now, what about composition? Arranging those colors in the frame. He saw color as being just as important as lines or shapes.
Absolutely. For him, composition was about arranging color. A key strategy was to anchor the frame. He'd place one strong, vibrant color, a slash of red, a pop of yellow, and balance it with neutrals all around it. It gives the photo a center of gravity.
And he'd also balance warm and cool within that composition.
All the time. A saffron-robed monk against a cool green riverbank. The opposition between the colors creates an energy that just locks your eye on the subject.
He was also a master of rhythm, you could say.
Through repetition of color, yes. Rows of monks in their orange robes create this visual echo. It builds a sense of scale and cadence.
And he used boring backgrounds on purpose.
He used neutral tones to make the color sing. A vibrant subject against a plain mud wall or gray stone. There are no distractions. All your attention goes to that hero color.
Speaking of composition, we have to talk about his use of layers. He created these entire worlds inside the frame.
The layers of color, yes. Foreground, midground, background. He used color to separate those planes and pull your eye deep into the scene.
Can you break that down? What is each layer doing?
Sure. The foreground is the anchor, often a bold, maybe slightly out of focus color that grabs you. An ochre wall, for example. The midground is where the action is, the human story. And the background is the context, usually more muted environmental tones.
Like that photo of the boy in Peshawar, he's peering through that thick ochre mud wall. That's your powerful foreground color.
Exactly. And behind him, maybe there's a faded mural in the midground, and then way in the back, the cool blue of distant hills. 3 layers of color all guiding your eye.
It's all so cinematic. He shot these wide, layered scenes that feel like a still from a movie.
The Bangladesh train photo is the perfect example of that.
Yeah.
It's just crammed with people, with stories, with palettes, all layered on top of each other. It's an epic in a single frame.
And he didn't just capture still moments. He used motion, and color was key to that, too.
Oh, for sure. Motion is story. He had a few ways of doing it. First was motion against stillness. Imagine a kid in bright red shorts jumping into a perfectly calm blue river. The stillness of the blue makes the red feel even faster.
He also just embraced the blur, right? He didn't see it as a mistake.
He leaned into it.
Yeah.
A blurred sorry as a woman rushes past. The color becomes this expressive streak of energy.
And the last one is panning.
Panning with color, keeping the subject sharp while the background streaks into a ribbon of color. Again, it's the vibrant color of the subject that carries the emotion of that movement.
Okay. We've talked about seeing and capturing. The final piece is editing, translating that raw file into the final story.
And his philosophy here never changed, from the darkroom to digital. Editing is for emphasis, not invention. He said, I never manipulate reality, but I will guide the viewer to what I want them to feel.
So editing starts before you even touch a slider.
It starts with emotional intent. You have to decide the feeling first. Is this photo supposed to feel urgent, mysterious, joyful? Then you use a tool like white balance to set that emotional tone, warm for joy, cool for mystery.
And the goal is to enhance, not distort.
Exactly. Deep, rich tones that are believable, not fluorescent. It usually means a careful combination of contrast and just a little bit of saturation.
And I'm guessing the most important tool here is selective color.
It's everything. You have to boost your hero color, the red scarf, the yellow coat, and then you have to actively mute the distracting colors around it. If there's a random blue sign in the background, you go in and you desaturate just that sign.
You're being a shepherd for the viewer's eye.
That's a great way to put it. And finally, he'd use local adjustments, what we used to call dodge and burn. He'd just slightly brighten the subject's face and slightly darken the background. It literally pushes the subject forward and guides the eye with light.
So when we boil it all down, the core lesson from this deep dive is that color isn't just decoration.
It is the most active, powerful compositional tool you have. It's a language. It tells complex human stories without a single word.
It's really the difference between taking a picture of something and conveying the feeling of being there. He proves that if you master color, you master empathy.
Nailed it.
So to put all this into practice, to start training your own eye, we have a challenge for you. We're calling it the contrast hunt.
I like it. Your mission this week is simply to go out and look for natural complementary opposites.
Red against green, blue against orange, yellow against purple. Find them in an everyday place, like a market or a park.
And capture 3 different examples. Make sure you lock your exposure on the most vibrant color in each shot.
Then, look at those 3 pairings. Ask yourself, which one feels the most alive, the most story-driven? That choice. That's your own voice starting to emerge.
Because as McCurry said, the picture is already there. The editing just reviews it more clearly. We've just given you the tools to wipe the window clean.
Until next time, keep hunting for those powerful, story-driven contrasts.